Hey, VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. Don't forget VC Cheer. Little grape juice there. Back to do another posting here for Album of the Week. As always, I listened to a lot of good things this week, had some good stuff on the chopping block, and kind of had a hard time picking which one. But I thought, this is a band that I haven't really talked about yet in any of the albums of the week, so I got to make sure I squeeze one of their albums in somewhere, so today's going to be the day. And album of the week this week is by one of my favorite, what I call funk bands of all time, which is Zapp, also sometimes referred to as Zapp and Roger. Roger, which is Roger Troutman, he was the lead singer of the group and did some solo stuff too there in the 80s. But what can I say about Zapp? One of the funkiest bands of all time. When I think about funky bass lines and just kind of like some of the funkiest tracks of all time, there's pretty much two artists slash groups that come to mind, and that is always George Clinton in Parliament and Roger and Zapp. I mean, but between those two, just some of the funkiest stuff that has ever been laid down in the studio, especially when you look over a long catalog of their work, without question. And I probably have to give the nod to Roger and Zapp between those two. As you can probably hear in the background, I mean, one of the things that Roger was very well known for, and what he really just kind of took to a whole other level, was the use of a voice box. And I think maybe with the exception of pretty much almost every single track he ever did with Zapp, he used the voice box every single time. And he just, I mean, they just created a funk that was just, I mean, perfection. It really was. And any of you that are, hip-hop fans, especially like, 80s, late 80s, early 90s hip-hop, and you know anything about Zapp, you'll know that I would say easily, you could say literally hundreds of hip-hop artists and songs have sampled directly from Roger and Zapp. One of their most popular songs, which is Computer Love, is probably their most commercially popular song, but More Bounce to the Ounce, I would have to say, along with I Can Make You Dance, those are probably like their top 3 tracks in my opinion. And More Bounce to the Ounce, which is not on this album, I think it's on 2, I believe, but More Bounce to the Ounce is definitely one of the funkiest tracks ever laid down, and it kind of shows because so many hip-hop artists have sampled More Bounce to the Ounce, and we're talking about note for note sample, not just like this hidden, underneath type thing. I mean, whether you're talking about, even just off the top of my head, MC Breed, Tupac, Heavy D and the Boys, South Central Cartel, Ice Cube, X-Clan. I mean, like literally, I can sit here and go on and on about groups that have sampled just that song, not just Zapp in general, but just the song More Bounce to the Ounce. Those groups I just named. If you talk about groups that have sampled stuff from Zapp, period, it's darn near infinite. I mean, that's just how funky the stuff that they lay down. So, yeah, it's just, these dudes just wrote some tight stuff. So again, probably one of my favorite songs by them, which is tied with More Bounce to the Ounce, is I Can Make You Dance, which is on this album. And that's the song I'm going to do the needle drop for you. And, the title says it all. The title of the song is I Can Make You Dance. And he wasn't lying when he said it, man, because, it's just funky stuff. I actually met him one time and had no idea I had. When I was a young kid, my dad taught at a college. They were having a homecoming, and Roger and Zapp were performing. And he was there at the football game we went to, and he was like sitting almost like right beside where we were, and people were saying hi to him, and I said hello, and I had no idea who the heck he was. And I think about that now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Why couldn't that have been 6 or 7 years down the line when I met him? So yeah, I shook hands with the funkiest funk master of all time, and I had no clue as a kid. I'm like, why are we interrupting the game to say hi to this Jerry curl wearing? But anyway, if I've introduced at least one person to Zap, it's been well worth it, because the funk just is not getting any better than this. So again, I'm gonna move the camera over so maybe we'll get a little bit better pickup on the speaker, because I rearranged things here, and give you a quick needle drop to I Can Make You Dance, and I'll probably go off in the background and dance to it or whatever. But as always, VC, thanks for checking it out. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions about Zap or anything, make sure you shoot it over, because the funk is the funk right there. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let me do a quick needle drop for you.